Today we're going to talk about faulty modifiers. Yep, some pretty cool stuff. Faulty modifiers take two forms, misplaced and dangling modifiers. So misplaced and dangling modifiers. A misplaced modifier is a modifier which could be a word, phrase, or clause that seems to modify the wrong word group in a sentence. Rule number 1, avoid using misplaced modifiers. Avoid. To correct a misplaced modifier, place the modifier as close as possible to the word or words it is intended to modify. This might seem like a bunch of mumbo-jumbo, so let's take an example. For example, the boy spotted a reindeer with Justin Bieber's haircut. Now you probably are asking the question, what kind of reindeer is such a big fan of Justin Bieber that he copies the singer's haircut? What kind of an animal is this? These questions should trigger the alarm to start ringing. Ding, ding, ding. Sure enough, you just spotted a misplaced modifier. Read the sentence again. The boy spotted a reindeer with Justin Bieber's haircut. Think, what does the misplaced modifier with Justin Bieber's haircut actually modify? It modifies boy. So the sentence should read, the boy with Justin Bieber's haircut spotted a reindeer. Here's another example. Carmen saw a giraffe strutting in hot pink high heels. Now, do you think the giraffe was really the one that was strutting in hot pink high heels? No, it was Carmen. Ding, 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 misplaced modifier alert. The phrase, strutting in hot pink high heels, is a misplaced modifier. So how would we change the sentence to correct it? Carmen, strutting in hot pink high heels, saw a giraffe. Or, strutting in hot pink high heels, Carmen saw a giraffe. Awesome. Okay, there is one specific type of misplaced modifier called a squinting modifier. A squinting modifier is a modifier that is misplaced in such a way that it seems to modify either of two words. It is also called by the name of two-way modifier. For example, the coach said at the meeting he would introduce 2 new players to the team. Would the coach introduce the 2 new players at the meeting? Or did the coach say at the meeting that he would introduce 2 new players to the team, but the actual introduction would occur at a later time? We have no way of knowing. The sentence is ambiguous and unclear. At the meeting is a squinting modifier. There are 2 ways to fix this. Pick one of the 2 words that could be modified. You could say, at the meeting, the coach said he would introduce 2 new players to the team, in which case at the meeting modifies said. Ugly arrow, sorry. Or you could say, the coach said he would introduce 2 new players to the team at the meeting, in which case at the meeting modifies would introduce. Either of these 2 options would be correct. Cool. Now let's move on to dangling modifiers. A dangling modifier is a modifier that does not clearly modify any word or word group in a sentence. So rule number 2, avoid using dangling modifiers. To correct dangling modifiers, add or replace words to make the meaning of the sentence clear and sensible. Here's a tip. Dangling modifiers are often used with passive voice, or when the performer of the action is not the subject of the sentence. So whenever you see a sentence written in passive voice, a little alarm should go off in your head, saying, hey, there might be a dangling modifier here. If, when you read the sentence, it seems a little unclear, make sure to check if a dangling modifier is present. For example, humiliated, Monica's plan was to cover her face with a paper bag for the rest of the school day. You might think at first that the word humiliated is a misplaced modifier. Why, Monica's plan was not the one humiliated. But as you look at the sentence, the modifier humiliated is not clearly modifying any word or word group. Ding, 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 you just found a dangling modifier. To correct the sentence, you can say, humiliated, Monica planned to cover her face with a paper bag for the rest of the school day. Humiliated is a dangling modifier, and then it would modify Monica, which it is supposed to modify. When you take this out and change plan to planned, to cover her face with a paper bag for the rest of the school day. Let's try another one. Having drunk 3 gallons of lemonade, a beeline for the bathroom was made. Did you notice something different about this sentence? Yes, it's written in passive voice. Did a little alarm go off in your head? Here's a dangling modifier. For the phrase, having drunk 3 gallons of lemonade, doesn't modify any word or word group in the sentence. A corrected sentence would be, having drunk 3 gallons of lemonade, let's say Jill. Jill made a beeline for the bathroom. Or, after she drank 3 gallons of lemonade, Jill made a beeline for the bathroom. Misplaced and dangling modifiers are often confused. But never fear, I am here, and your confusion will no longer be here. Yay! Because there really is a very simple and easy to remember difference between the two. For a misplaced modifier, the word or words that the modifier is intended to describe is there or present in the sentence. The right word is there, but the modifier is describing the wrong word. So all we have to do is move the modifier as close as possible to the right word. However, for dangling modifiers, the word that the modifier is supposed to modify is not present in the sentence. Oh no! Therefore, that correct or right word, so to speak, or the word that the modifier is intended to describe, must be added to the sentence. All right, let's review our faulty modifiers. Misplaced modifiers are modifiers which could be words, phrases, or clauses that seem to modify the wrong word group in a sentence. They can be corrected by placing the modifier as close as possible to the word or words it is intended to modify. A type of misplaced modifier is a squinting or two-way modifier, which is a modifier that is misplaced in such a way that it seems to modify either of two words. A dangling modifier is a modifier that does not clearly describe any word or word group in a sentence. Dangling modifiers can be corrected by adding or replacing words in the sentence to make the meaning of the sentence clear and sensible. The difference between a misplaced and a dangling modifier is that for a misplaced modifier, the word or words that the modifier is intended to describe is there or present in the sentence, so all we have to do is move the modifier as close as possible to the right word. However, for dangling modifiers, the word that the modifier is intended to modify is not present in the sentence. Therefore, that correct or right word must be added to the sentence. And finally, we must avoid using both misplaced and dangling modifiers, and therefore faulty modifiers as a whole. So this is a big no. Yay! Congratulations! You just learned all this neat stuff in a grand total of 8 minutes and 55 seconds.